After the untimely death of President John Atta Mills arrived in the Ghanaian capital, Accra, part of my priorities to pay a courtesy call on newly sworn-in President John Daramani Mahama at the Castle Osu. Mr. Mahama shared his thoughts on the man that he called his father, mentor, and friend. Thank you very much for joining us on this special edition of Straight Talk Africa.
Thank you, Shaka, for having me once again. And also let me warmly welcome you to the Castle Osu, which is the seat of the Ghanaian presidency.
Thank you very much, sir. First of all, I think that congratulations are in order for your having assumed the position, which is definitely the highest position in the land, though under very difficult circumstances.
Yeah, Shaka, you've said it, under difficult circumstances. And it's been a very strange feeling to both receive condolences and congratulations at the same time. Our late president was a friend and a mentor. And I feel honored and privileged to have served under him. And his death came as a shock to all of us. And it's been a very tragic event from which we are still recovering. But as they say, in sorrow and in grief, the sun continues to rise and it continues to set. So what we have to do is to rally together and fulfill the vision that he had of a better Ghana. And we can only do that if all Ghanaians come together and work together to make our country what we want it to be.
Now, in addition to calling him your mentor and your friend, you also actually said that he was a father to you. What exactly did you mean by that?
He was a father to me because he treated me like a son. And so in the relationship that we had, he was much older than me. And he had a very wide experience in terms of the various responsibilities and careers that he had pursued. He was an academic, that is a lecturer in the law school. He was a lawyer, very respected one at that. He headed our tax office for quite a period of time. And he also became vice president of this country. And so for the role that he had invited me to play, he had played it before me. And he took me in. He was always open to me, and his spirit always lifted mine. And he treated me just like a person would treat his own son. He had absolute trust in me, and he gave me a lot of responsibility as vice president. Indeed, I've said in some places that I've been the luckiest vice president in the world, because no vice president has had the kind of latitude to operate and work as I have had. He made me chair the Police Council, the Armed Forces Council, the Economic Management Team, the Environmental and Natural Resource Council, the Ghana AIDS Commission, the Decentralization Steering Committee, just name it, every responsibility. And he guided me and helped me make a success of it.
So as the saying goes, you seem to have been indeed a heartbeat away from the presidency.
Unfortunately, that's what the Constitution makes it, because of continuity in governance. And so often constitutions will make arrangements for succession in the event of every eventuality. And so every vice president is a heartbeat away. But this was his mandate. And I prayed to God that he would serve out the mandate. And I felt satisfied working as his vice president.
Where were you exactly on that day, which was a Tuesday, July 24th? And what was your immediate reaction when you got the news?
I broke down and cried, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I wept. I had gone to a function at the International Conference Center that he was supposed to attend. And on the Monday before, the Tuesday he died, he hadn't come to work. And so when I came to the office, I wanted to go and see him in the office, and they said the doctors had asked him to rest. But then he admitted something to me, asking me to represent him at a function on the Tuesday morning. So on Tuesday morning, I went together with the Chief of Staff to attend the function. We finished at about shortly after noon. And so we came back to the office. I came to my office and the Chief of Staff went to his office. And when the Chief of Staff went to his office, he got a call to come to the residence immediately. And when he rushed there, he went and met the president in a poor state. So he called the castle ambulance and they rushed him to 37 they got there at about a bit after 1 o'clock, and at 2:15 he passed away. I was sitting here in my office when I got a call, and I broke down.
So what did you do next?
The Attorney General came and they called the Speaker of Parliament, and they took the Constitution, and the Attorney General gave an interpretation of the Constitution and determined that the swearing-in should take place that day. And so the Speaker had to go back to her office and summon Parliament. Parliament had adjourned at the time. And so she's re-summoned Parliament for 6 o'clock that evening. I would have wished that it had delayed till the next day, because I wondered how I was going to compose myself to be able to go through a swearing-in ceremony. But God strengthened me, and up to now when I think about it, I feel like, breaking down. God strengthened me, and somehow we went through the process. But I must say that even in that tragic circumstance, what happened on that day has raised the image of Ghana in the eyes of the international public.
Talking about image, other countries do not go through that sort of process smoothly. You know as well as I do that several years ago in Guinea-Conakry, when President Lansana Conte died, there was a military coup. In Malawi, not a long time ago, when President Dr. Bingo wa Mutharika died, there was a faction that was trying to undermine the constitution. Were you surprised in the manner in which, in your particular case and your particular country, your constitution was implemented as it should be?
I'm proud of my country that we have stabilized our democracy in such a way that across partisan lines, there's normally not a fear of a rollback of that democratic process. Ghana has gone through a long experience of instability and coup d'etats until we adopted our constitution in 1992. And since then, we've had 5 successful elections. And I think that our democracy has gotten to the stage where it is impossible to roll it back in that way. And so I wasn't surprised at all that things went smoothly that evening without any hitch.